Out here in rural Texas, we settle things with common sense, handshakes, and sometimes a stern talk over a fence post. But when the new HOA president from the neighboring luxury subdivision brought a loaded pistol and parked an ATV across my private ranch road, things took a turn I couldn't have imagined. And neither could he, especially when my donkey, Jasper, got involved. Let me back up. I'm Caleb Miles. I run a 200-acre working ranch outside of Bandera, Texas. Cattle, pigs, a few chickens, and one mean, stubborn donkey I inherited from my uncle. Jasper's not just an animal, he's a personality. He guards the pig pen like it's Fort Knox and doesn't take kindly to trespassers, machines, or loudmouths. 3 years ago, a developer carved a subdivision called Ridgeview Estates right up against the edge of my property. Big homes, tall gates, and folks who think prairie grass is a fire hazard. From day one, it was clear the HOA and I weren't going to get along. But things were mostly fine until they elected a new president. A wiry guy named Brent Cooper who wore wraparound sunglasses and talked like he was running for sheriff. A few weeks ago, Brent decided my gravel ranch road, which cuts through a shared access easement, was too dusty for his community. Never mind that the road existed before their homes did. Never mind that it was legally recorded as shared access since the 1980s. I got my first warning via a fancy printed letter. As per HOA vote, we are restricting ranch traffic during daylight hours to protect Ridgeview homeowners' quality of life. I laughed. Then I ignored it. That's when Brent showed up in person. He drove an ATV right onto the middle of the road, parked sideways to block it, and stood beside it, with a sidearm strapped to his hip like he was reenacting a spaghetti western. "You're not coming through here today," he said. "I'm invoking HOA authority." We voted. "Well," I replied, "I vote to keep feeding my livestock. So move your toy or I'll have to call the sheriff." Brent tapped the pistol on his belt. "Try it." What Brent didn't count on was that I wasn't the only one headed up the road. Jasper, my donkey, had been following behind my truck at a trot, like he always does. He's nosy like that. And when he spotted Brent and that shiny ATV blocking the path, something in his donkey brain snapped. Before I could blink, Jasper trotted up, sniffed the ATV, and decided it didn't belong. Then he did what Jasper does best. He bit the winch cord hanging off the front and yanked. It startled Brent enough that he backed up. Fast. But Jasper wasn't done. He clamped onto that tow cable, turned, and started dragging the ATV down the slope, right toward the pig pen. Brent started yelling. I stood there in shock as my donkey, 700 pounds of muscle and spite, hauled the ATV like a chew toy straight into the mud pit where my pigs wallow. The machine toppled over sideways with a metallic thunk, half submerged in muck. One of the pigs squealed and promptly climbed on top of it. Brent lost it, screamed something about property damage and HOA lawsuits, then stormed off on foot, boots squishing with every step. I called the county sheriff. When Deputy Navarro showed up, he took one look at the wrecked ATV in the pig pen and burst out laughing. "You mean to tell me your donkey did this?" he asked, wiping his eyes. "I didn't lay a finger on it," I said. "That donkey hates trespassers." Brent showed up 10 minutes later, demanding Jasper be put down for vehicular assault. Navarro shook his head. "Sir," the deputy said, "you parked an unregistered vehicle on someone else's easement, blocked access to livestock, and showed a firearm to the property owner. I suggest you go home before you talk yourself into a charge." Brent sulked off, covered in mud and squealing threats about litigation. The next day I got a letter from his lawyer, which I framed and hung in the barn, right next to a photo of Jasper licking the ATV's side mirror. I haven't heard from the HOA since. The ATV is still sitting by the pig pen. Jasper uses it as a scratching post. And my road, it's open, dusty, and 100% legal. Moral of the story, don't mess with Texas ranchers or their donkeys.